99.9 KBAT, live and local.
What is the official farewell tour? Has that been announced, or have you put that out there yet? Is there an official?
It's no tour. It's farewell shows.
Farewell shows.
And there's only one in the United States right now. One, and
wow.
It's in New Jersey, actually, near where we all grew up, and I think that's going to be our last show. Is like on October 1st, and that's the end of Twisted. So it's going to be no tour. It's going to be, and I mean, and there's a lot of reasons for that. One, the predominant one is that. I said I had no trades, but I've developed other talents out of desperation. So I've gone into radio, which I've been doing for 20 years now, and television and movies, and I've been on Broadway, and I'm acting, and I don't, because I do all these other things, I can't commit the time to hit the road for months and months. And also, a lot of these bands, and hopefully Crew is not one of them. It's just nobody believes the farewell tour anymore. People have still got their No More Tours T-shirt from Ozzy from 2004.
Right.
I'm like, seriously? You trust me, people. Ozzy's going nowhere as long as his wife can revive his ex-wife can revive the body.
Right.
He's going to be up there on stage. But I mean, the Scorpions just did their 3-year farewell tour, and they're keeping going. And Judas Priest did the farewell tour, and they're still out there going. It's like, nobody takes it serious when you say you're done, but Twisted is done, and we're not doing a farewell tour just to prove it. We're just doing a handful of shows, and then we're going on with our lives.
And that is in true Twisted Sister style.
Yes, in true Twisted Sister style. We are actually going to do what we say we're going to do. We said we were going to make it. We did it. We say we're retiring. We are.
That's fantastic. Well, D, my friend, we got to do this again. Always so much to talk about. We didn't get to the election, which I said you. There's a little quote you said, which you said was generally awful, which I thought was fantastic. I think that sums it all up.
What I say again?
Something I read from your website. I think it was somebody I think asked you about the election and what's coming up, and I think one of the words were generally awful.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's disgusting that we have an election that's going to basically come down to anybody but him or anybody but her. What kind of basis for a president is that?
Yeah.
Like the two least liked people in the history of presidential elections. In the history, number 1 and number 2 with a bullet. Okay? So and when you talk to people who go, well, I can't stand her, so I'm voting for him, or I can't stand him, so I'm voting for her. Nobody's even saying what they stand for. It's just they don't like the other person.
I know.
So I mean, it really is a sad state of affairs. And if anything, it really should be a call to arms to people. We can't do anything to fix it now, but you can't let up, people. You can't. You've got to keep the pressure on these politicians, or stupidity will reign, and that's what's going on in Washington right now. And I'm not saying it's hopeless. Change has to happen, a real change. Not this change we BS about. But I mean, what this situation we're in right now is just sad.
Oh, it's horrible, and I think you're right. That's where I'm like, what do we do? What happened to all of us?
I think Conan O'Brien or somebody said they're talking about increase in travel, Americans leaving the country, traveling, and he said, and as of November 4th, there's going to be a whole lot more people leaving the country. I mean, well, where do you go? I mean, this is the greatest, no matter what, it's the greatest country in the world. It's up to us to make sure it stays that way, and we got to let the people in Washington know that we're not going to take it anymore. And get ready, by the way, I'm starting a whole new "we're not going to take it" movement. Seriously, it's coming. And it's time to raise some holy hell again. Okay, something's got to be done.